PlayStation
Good morning, and welcome to the land of long live play where greatness is always waiting. Welcome to the PlayStation Experience. It is I, your boy Dad into Dev, and I am joined by a person from a place where apparently twerk parties break out as soon as somebody tries to skip on the bill. My main man down in Florida, Mr. Delvin Cox. How are you this morning?
I'm rich, bitch! Hide the money, y'all. Poor people all around. I'm doing good. I'm doing great, actually.
I got nothing.
Are special. You are special. That's good. I mean, yeah.
I will explain the context of that
Florida.
when we talk about me.
For sure. We are also joined joined by the Secretary of the Spoil, the Platinum Princess, hailing all the way from America's hat, the Great White North, Canada, Miss Haley Nicole Miller. How are you today?
I actually got offered a shift, so, there's that.
Haley,
Yay, work.
I'm going to need you on this episode to spoil the Snyder Cut of Justice League
I am not.
and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Just to piss people off.
I am not spoiling a show that came out on Friday. I'll spoil The Flash. No freaking problem there. I'll spoil The Flash.
Nobody cares about that.
Everybody cares about that. He got his speed back again.
Spoilers!
Well, that's not a spoiler. That was guaranteed to happen, right?
Oh, I mean, yes, but also, let's hope he doesn't lose it for the rest of the fucking season because they're doing the Speed Force War. So
Did some white guy say run, Barry, run?
Harrison Wells did, in fact, say run, Barry, run.
What did I tell you? I didn't even see the episode. I knew that happened.
Yeah, okay, but again, they're doing the Speed Force War, so that's interesting because that's like a brand new storyline for the comics. So,
yeah,
good Lord. Well, let's just keep it going, and let's just start with you, Haley. How has your week been?
Applied to a couple more jobs, and I've been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm up to season 3, episode 12 now. Still watching Criminal Minds. I watched Snyder Cut, obviously. It's good. It's all right. I'm not going to spoil a 4-hour movie that came out on Thursday, so it's better than
I appreciate that.
I figured you hadn't seen it yet. I knew you were interested in it, but I figured you haven't seen it. It's definitely a better movie than Whedon. That's all I can say. There's a scene I directly want to talk about, but I don't want to spoil it for Dev because he's actually interested in the DC Comics movie. So I'll leave it at that. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was good as well. On the gaming front,
I haven't seen that either.
It's really good. I think you'll like that
one,
Dev. I think you'll like that one a lot, honestly.
I figured I would.
On the gaming front, just mostly been Assassin's Creed Valhalla, jumped into some Hitman again, and then checked out the new Avengers update, and I think that'll be the end of my Avengering, because, dear God, there is no way to turn off the haptic feedback or adaptive triggers within Avengers, and considering I like their applications in other games, I'm not just going to turn them off at the console level. So,
I didn't mind haptic feedback in that game.
I really enjoyed the feedback, but I saw there's a place where you can turn it down and off.
I didn't see it.
It's definitely there. I had to scroll over to, I think it is UI. I don't remember which setting it is, but I actually found one. I was like, oh, you can turn this off, but I really like it. So yeah,
I did too.
It feels like you're smashing through rocks anytime you're running on a surface that's not concrete.
I like that. I don't know
I do-
why. It just
I do too.
feels- it
I
feels
don't
good.
like that. And then I've downloaded the new DLC for the Outer Worlds, but I haven't had a chance to jump into it yet. So we'll do that. Did upload my Tony Hawk save because the PS5 port comes out this Friday. So
AW TNT champion Tony Hawk.
Okay. NFT supporter Tony Hawk, and seriously, stop it. Get rid of NFTs. They're such an environmental hazard. Stop.
I don't even know what the NFT is.
I don't even know what that is.
It's
Yeah.
a non-fungible token. It's essentially like owning someone. Like Tony Hawk did his last ever Ollie 540 this week, which is a video. Someone owns that as like a non-fungible token.
They own the video?
I don't know what that means.
They own the
Speak
link.
English.
They own the hyperlink for that video. That's it. That's what they own. They don't actually own the video. But the amount of power it takes to run that hyperlink is about 150 Ford F-150s idling in the desert for 4 days.
Boy, y'all people just be buying anything. I just buy anything. It's just like, hey, I just bought this link. I'm gonna start making some hyperlinks and make some cash. Since y'all
Make
buying
that money.
garbage.
That's
Just buying straight garbage.
that's my update.
I'm saying. Wow. All right. What about you, Delvin? Tell me all about the Florida spring breakers and the nonsense that you get to deal with there.
I don't care about them. They done shut down South Beach because people come here and don't know how to act right. That's on them. But my week has been a week of ups and downs. I don't care about the downs right now. Let's talk about the ups. That stimmy came in, baby, and I am
Can
rich.
you take me higher? Oh, yeah.
So
Give me them Biden bucks.
the Biden bucks came in handy because I went and got me a TV screen. I got the
Another one.
LG.
Didn't you just buy one?
Dev, shut up. I'm rich. let me spend this paper.
Jesus.
I got the LG OLED AI ThinQ.
Okay.
Have you ever heard this TV?
I mean, all of
I've
the
heard
LG
of several
TVs have
TVs
been,
like that.
yeah. What's the brand? Like, is it a nano cell?
He said
What is
LG.
it?
LG
Yeah, is it a?
Yeah,
Thin
I knew it was an
AI.
LG.
AI
It's a
ThinQ.
ThinQ AI. Yeah, so
It
it's
is
not. It's
very-
not the CX series. It's not the Nano LED. You just didn't listen to anything on tech. I got you.
No, not at all. Didn't care about that. What is tech? Look here, man. I sat here,
Oh,
got
we
this
gave
TV.
you what you should have bought. You chose violence. Continue.
Yes, definitely. That's it. That's what I do. I saw this TV. I fell in love with it. I said, "This is beautiful," and I said, "I'm just getting it right now because I got this cash. I don't care about all this other stuff." This man was trying to sell me some garbage TV from Mentech. I don't even know what the hell that was. I'm like, no. I got these Biden bucks. I ain't finna buy me a TV. What's that one over there look real pretty? That look real pretty right there. Let me get that right there. So I took that home. That is sitting upstairs nicely in his box, ready for me to put it together and play some games. I am excited to get down and dirty with that TV. I watched Falcon and Winter Soldier. That show is fantastic. I'm excited for the direction that show's going into. Plus, I like the fact that they have alt-right Cap.
Way to spoil the show.
That is not a spoiler.
Thanks a lot, Delvin.
That's not a spoiler. He's literally in the trailers for the show.
No, I mean, okay, but Dev is a person who doesn't watch trailers for it, and I guarantee you he didn't know
I
about
didn't.
that. So,
If you watch-
I've
he's
watched
in
a couple of
every
trailers, so it's all good. Yeah, I know who he's talking about. I've seen that guy. But I highlighted what B-Mike said, and I also pray you inadvertently bought the CX TV as well. How much did you spend on this lovely TV, and what size is it? Because I got to know all the deets.
65 inches,
Okay.
and I spent $1,700.
Okay, so there's a possibility that you might have gotten a CX. That would be fantastic. Because that would be the OLED. That would also be...
Yeah, it's an OLED TV.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You did good, Delvin. I'm proud of you. I need pictures.
Yes.
I need all of that.
Actually, better yet,
Rich shit.
post a picture of the box, because then we'll know exactly what you got.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That I can do.
You
Let
do
me
that.
see.
But
Give me
continue.
what's-
You got your Biden bucks. You seen some Winter Soldier. You got your television.
Yes.
Things are all good in Delphin Land.
I watched the Snyder Cut.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good. I think it's really good. It's long. So if you like long movies, you're going to enjoy it. It answers most of the questions I had about Batman v Superman. So to me, that's a win. Because the whole thing about the original Justice League cut is it answered none of those questions whatsoever.
That's Whedon
Like-
for you. That's
like-
literally Joss Whedon in a nutshell for you.
Like at all. And this movie goes out its way to answer it, so I understand the 4 hours. And overall, I enjoyed the movie. It's maybe, and this is a little far-fetched, but to be truthfully speaking, the bar is set so low, it doesn't matter. It may be my favorite DC movie.
Oof. No, absolutely not. Birds of Prey has got to be higher than that, man. Come on.
I don't know. I enjoy it. It kind of feels like to me, almost like, and this is kind of blasphemous, but I know, but stick with me. It kind of feels like Infinity War in a sense where it's a love letter to all the previous DC movies.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right now. You
It does-
bought the CX. You literally bought the CX.
Okay. What you want to do?
No, we're happy. That's excitement. I'm so
good
proud
news.
of you.
You literally
I'm
bought
so
the
proud
CX.
of you.
That's the good TV.
Yes.
Everybody,
Rich, Rich.
round of applause for Mr. Delvin Cox. He went ahead and got the right TV. I'm so proud of him.
Yes.
Anyways,
Rich.
Snyder Cut.
It's good. It's really good. I like it. I like Birds of Prey. If I was to rank them, Birds of Prey's up there. I think the Snyder Cut's up there. I think the first Wonder Woman's up there. Shazam is up there. And maybe Man of Steel. I'm torn between Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. But those are on the low end.
Man of Steel is definitely probably better.
Yeah, I think so. But also, another and more shocking news for Delvin Cox this week, because this is just shocking in all terms and facets. I actually played a multiplayer game this week, and I was on a stream. I was on a stream.
Oh
this
my
week.
God!
So
This is bananas.
yes, a fellow listener of this show, Pastor Lucas Hamswisher, was doing an Extra Life thing,
Yeah, he was doing that yesterday.
and he asked me to join it. And I told him no, but then I realized he's a pastor, so I have to be nice, and I can't just like tell him how I feel about multiplayer. So I said, you know what? I'll try it this one time. I went and bought they have some like $15 headset at GameStop.
I'm sorry. Do you not just own a headset already? Like,
No, not really, not for streaming. It was $15. And it worked perfectly, by
Which
the way.
is even worse than not having a headset, probably.
No, it worked perfectly. I was.
What
heard the
headset do
stream
you
with-
have for your PlayStation?
None. I
You're a-
don't use headsets for his PlayStation. I have a big screen TV
you're a
and a
maniac.
soundbar.
You are a
That
maniac.
doesn't
Yes.
mean anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to listen to Game Tech from now on. Like, it's going to be required learning for you.
No,
All right?
know he's-
yes.
you know
This is-
he's gonna
This is
ignore that?
required.
no.
Required
he's
from you
gonna
now because
ignore
you
that.
are over here killing me. All right.
Know what I'm gonna
You
do?
didn't know about the CX. You don't have decent, respectable headphones. You're
No.
using sound bars for your only audio. This is all kinds of wrong.
This sounds just accurate, just super accurate and right.
He's
I
gonna
love it.
ignore your mandatory viewing of Game Tech like
Look.
he ignores every channel except the Xbox Empire channel in the Discord.
I know.
Well,
It's
I
a
love
damn
Elaine.
shame.
It's not my fault.
I mean, we all love Elaine, but
That's what,
you belong to us. Okay?
wherever Elaine goes, I'm there. She's in the
That's
Xbox Empire channel.
categorically false
I'm there.
because Elaine actually goes in general and you do not. So
No, I don't need to be there. That's not important. I'll just watch her. She's doing her thing.
you don't even go in the team channel. Like, come on, man.
That's not important. Y'all get to it. Y'all get to it. Y'all get
We'll
it to
tell
me
him
eventually. Yeah. But me and Lucas had a good time playing Streets of Rage 4. And this is the funny aspect of it. At the end, he's like, hey, you want to stay some longer? I said, nope. Peace out.
Wow.
I stayed for an hour with it, and it was fun. We played Streets of Rage 4. We got a good amount through the game. It's a good game. It's
Nice.
extremely beautiful.
I mean, yeah, but it's also short because it's Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah, it's we played an hour of it. I don't even think we started an hour. We started like 15 minutes after 10 o'clock. So yeah, but we got pretty far through it. It's super fun. It was enjoyable. I had a good time on the stream. I gave away a PlayStation card
All
to
right.
help the charity. So it was a lot of fun. It was a blast.
Very nice. Very nice. That sounds like something that you should do. And I'm just shocked and amazed and very happy that you got online and actually played a game with people instead of living in your cave alone. That's good stuff, man. And you bought a headset, even though it was cheap as hell. I'm surprised.
Yeah. Well, if you want me to play games, just get a pastor to get me into it. Tell me it's for kids and charity.
I mean,
That's how you do it.
We did Extra Life for XP, or not for XP, but just for PSVG. You showed up, so you good. Next time I'm gonna make you play with me.
Are you a pastor?
I could be.
All right.
Oh, let me tell you about Dev. He this week on Twitter, go on Dev's Twitter.
Hey,
There was this
come on, man.
there was this trending thing where it was like showing these pictures of people showing their different hairstyles and stuff.
Blame Jace, okay? Blame Jace.
And Dev out here looking like an Instagram model, showing all these pictures of him. Like, who is this handsome ass guy out here modeling? I said, "Oh Jesus Christ, this is Dev." I felt offended.
Man, I saw Jace post it. I was like, those are some dope pics. I just want to go ahead and be a part of the experience. All right, that's all. Because I have hair and I can show my range.
I was gonna troll you and just post 4 pictures of my bald ass head, just in different angles, like a hair club for men pick.
It's so funny. One of my homeboys, who also is balding, he was like, he just posted, "I hate you." That was it. Just play this.
Pretty
I
accurate.
hate you.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah. Sounds like you had a good week. I'm sorry that there were also some downs in there, but at least the ups seem to be of the upmost highest. So
Yes,
it's good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, Dev, how was your week?
As far as my week, it started off real shaky. Because like not too long after we were done recording last week, in the middle of me editing before I could even post the show, my daughter comes in and she's got like a tummy ache. Actually, I'll take that back. I actually went to the store to do the shopping, came back home. My daughter's inside, laying on the floor on her back, talking about her stomach hurt. Talking to my wife, I'm just like, "Oh man, I'm sorry that your stomach hurts." She's like, "Yeah, but it's hurting real bad, and I haven't been eating, so." I'm like, "Oh no, this doesn't sound positive." You're not eating because my daughter is like always hungry. She's at that stage.
Hi, that's me. I'm always hungry.
She just always asking for a snack, always trying to munch this. I'm like, "Look here, you're not hungry. You're bored. Take a seat. Stop it." But like she didn't eat her lunch. She didn't want breakfast that morning, which I thought was odd, but I thought it was because she just wanted to get outside and play with her friends. So yeah, she went outside, played with her friends, but her stomach was hurting so bad that she ended up coming in. Long story short, ended up being appendicitis, which resulted in an urgent care trip, an ER trip, and then a ambulance transfer to a hospital that had a pediatric ward because the hospital, the ER that we initially went to didn't have one, and they can't do surgery or anything for kids. I'm like, what in the freaking Bakersfield? So Sunday night to Monday morning, she gets surgery, and then Tuesday she gets discharged when we come home. Everything's all good. She's fine, but it was a scary moment there because we were worried about it bursting because at the ER when they did the CT scan, they said that they thought that it had burst, but it did not. So really good. Very easy. It's not like they used to do it back in the day where you get like this small incision on the right side and they just pull it out. This is actually like a microscopic surgery to where they do 3 small incisions and go in with tools and take it out. And she doesn't really have any kind of scar or anything. If you didn't, like, you can't see anything. It was really nice. So that was how the week started off, which is why the audio version of XP didn't drop until like Friday. Donnie went in because like I said, I was in mid edit, So like the YouTube version had gone up kind of. And so Donnie was able to go in and pull that and post that. So show was late. So the rest of my week was just kind of all over the place with trying to catch up from work, trying to reacclimate home because my wife was all stressed and worried because she had to take care of just my son and wasn't able to come see Hunter because you can't bring more kids and only one person can be there with the parent with the kid at a time. And we didn't feel like going through the whole switch thing. So my week was just all over the place. I'm trying to think, did I do anything else? Not really. It was just appendicitis, some work. I played a little bit of games.
I saw you play Destiny 2 last night.
I actually didn't play Destiny 2. I was gonna play Destiny 2, but I was really just messing around with settings on PC, just trying to mess with HDR and look at that because I was thinking about playing with a couple of my boys, who were up in they're just up north. One of my boys that I only play with, they were together. They're brothers-in-law or whatnot. We were all gonna play, but I ended up not playing. Only thing I really played this week was a little bit of Avengers, which I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about that one right now. But I do like the adaptive triggers. Those are actually nice. I love the way that feels, to be perfectly honest. But just I like Kate because I actually haven't played her DLC until this time. So I played that, and I really like her powers. I hate the fact that I have to, instead of her coming in at the same power level as everybody else, she comes in at level 1. I'm just like, I don't want to go through all of that and having to get gear and yada yada yada. Yeah. And then it's like all still the same levels or whatnot. I'm just like, this is just kind of eh. And I appreciate that the enemies scale, but even still, I'm just like, it just feels so samey. I cannot stand using Iron Man. I hate having him in my party. I don't like Iron Man in the game at all. So having to run with him for the Kate stuff is just like, oh no, go away. Let me use Natasha because
I'm assuming you're doing all offline play for that, right?
Yeah, I have no reason to jump online for this game. It's a single player game.
Can't you literally change who's in the party?
You can, but for those missions, Iron Man has to be a part of the party.
Ugh.
So even though I select, like I chose to use Black Widow, but Iron Man, and I picked Kamala, I picked Captain America and Thor because those are the characters that I've leveled up the most. I picked those, but they kept subbing out Thor for Iron Man because Iron Man has to be part of the party because he's part of the story. So
that's stupid.
He's there, and I'm just glad I don't have to use him because I can't stand him. He's the one character that I don't enjoy at all.
I don't like his play style at all. Actually,
I like playing with Iron Man. Honestly.
Oh
he's not my favorite. He's so probably like
slow. He's just.
If I were to pick, I'd probably say I like Cap first, Kamala second, Thor third, and Iron Man probably.
Black Widow.
Then Black Widow.
I like Black Widow the best. Black Widow is my favorite because she's fast and she whoops ass. So I'm not that good with Black Widow. I really like Kate. I really like Kate because she's got a sword and a bow, and y'all know how I feel about swords and bows.
Yeah.
So.
My least favorite is the Hulk, by the way.
What's your?
I don't even use the Hulk at all.
What's your? Yeah, the Hulk is garbage. What's your thoughts on the Wakanda expansion coming this summer?
Oh, I can't wait, man! You see what I'm rocking, right? It's Wakanda University. Let's go, baby!
I know. I saw your shirt.
I'm excited for it. It looks great.
Me too. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. So. I mean, I'll play it when it drops. I'll probably play through all of the Kate stuff and the Hawkeye stuff just because I like the story. This is a single player game for me. There's no reason to ever play multiplayer for me at all.
I think my favorite thing was everyone's reaction after Black Panther was revealed was, well, when's Spider-Man coming? I'm like, y'all are crazy if you think they released Spider-Man before Black Panther when this game is already dwindling in audience.
Black Panther was supposed to come earlier, if I'm correct.
I mean, they were the
Hawkeye stuff was supposed to be out in like October.
Yeah. Black Panther was been like last year, December. I want to say something like that.
Black Panther didn't actually have a confirmed date. The only dates we knew were Kate and Clint, and then it was like to be dated after that. But like Kate was supposed to be October, Clint was supposed to be November, and then everything got pushed back, and then of course Chadwick Boseman passed away, and so they had to delay revealing that information. So
Yeah, it's just on a delay, but yeah, I'm excited for Black Panther. I'll play the Spider-Man stuff when it comes. I'm totally good with this. I'm totally fine with it. Just keep releasing the story beats. I don't care about the multiplayer at all. It feels like it was tacked on. It feels like some higher up was like, but we got to have a multiplayer portion when this should have just been a single player game.
Yeah,
that's where it thrives, quite honestly.
single player game, but just keep giving us good DLC for it. I would have been fine with that.
Yep, 100%. But I too got my Biden bucks. I didn't go out and buy a TV, although I've been very tempted. I'm waiting for a monitor. So once these HDMI 2.1 4K 144 hertz monitors come in, your boy will be acting like Delvin over here, talking about I'm rich, man, and I'll be buying me a monitor.
As everyone's aware, I do not get Biden bucks, but I wish I had that kind of money to get a new TV because mine seems like it's about to go, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Don't you get
one of my monitors
$200
keeps flickering?
I get $900 every 2 weeks, and then most of that goes to bills.
Still not
I
bad.
wish. Mean,
I'll take
more than
that $900. Yeah.
We gotta fight tooth and nail for the little bit we get every 6 months.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, that's totally fair, but also don't forget, there's the chance that every 2 weeks when you apply, you could be denied. So
That sounds like unemployment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, at least you got a shift today, and hopefully that goes well. You get more shifts, you get another job.
I would love to have more shifts.
Riding the wave. So,
I would love to have more shifts. So
let's hope that all works itself out.
Yeah.
In the year of our Lord 2021.
Yeah, please. I applied to a couple jobs this week as well. So who's hoping?
For sure. All right. Well, that was our week. Let's get into these questions. Which, for us, it's always like feast or famine. We either get one question or like 37. So that's always interesting. But thank you for your questions. We really appreciate it. It just makes the show that much better because we get to argue and banter about the nonsense you guys want us to. So we're here for you guys. It's great.
I agree.
So our first question comes in from Rob3000 over on Discord. He wants to know, with Sony's recent change of heart regarding PC releases, how long until we see a God of War and Spider-Man ported to PC? Don't hold your breath.
Actually, I could see God of War 2018 coming to PC, but not this year. I think if anything, you get Days Gone in spring and potentially Bloodborne this fall for PC releases.
Yeah, that's why I say don't hold your breath. I think it'll be a while before you see God of War or Spider-Man, only because who's working on those ports? Would it be Bluepoint? Are they working on something else? Because I don't see Insomniac or Sony Santa Monica bothering themselves right now with ports of these games for PC when they're already working on their next games.
Yeah.
So unless it's a third party that's already not working on a port, I wouldn't hold my breath for ports of those to PC anytime soon.
As for Spider-Man, I don't
think that'll come to PC either.
I'm sure that's literally part of the agreement for them to have the exclusive characters. Like this character is only here.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't know how those terms of that deal works, but like, I doubt it comes to PC.
Yeah, does Insomniac have any PC games at all?
Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive.
So then they have some experience with PC, so it's possible. And I think the Spider-Man exclusivity really just is to console. It's possible that it comes to PC. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't put it there. I don't see it coming anytime soon. Same with God of War. I think they'll definitely make it to PC at some point. But I think it'll be a while. I mean, you always have PlayStation Now. You can, if you want to play it in super low res.
Actually, isn't Spider-Man off? PS
I think
Now?
they pulled it off. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Because Lucas was in the middle of his play session when they pulled it off.
That is accurate. Yes.
Sorry, Rob. Don't hold your breath. It'll be there eventually. Just I don't know what the time frame is for that is. Play Day is gone.
Yeah,
Whenever that comes.
Yeah, I mean, it's spring. They don't have a date for you. At this point, Rob, you're probably better off trying to get your hands on a PlayStation 5 than you are waiting for these to come to PC.
Yep.
For those people waiting for these games to come to PC, we have an alternative for you. It is called the PS4.
Thanks, Don Matcher.
Yeah. I mean, he's not wrong.
You honestly can find a PS4 for cheap, depending on where you're going.
You can,
like, really cheap. Even the base model.
God knows you can find a PS5. Jesus Christ.
I found a base model PS4 for like $100.
I mean, hey, Donnie snagged another one for Kevin. So.
Man, Donnie is a special individual.
Yeah.
Because it always goes the exact same way for me. Get him in the cart bajillion times, no problem. It's only at Best Buy. Any other place, I can never even get them in the cart. But at Best Buy, I can always get in the cart, and it's like available at your store. Not available at your store. But it's still available at your store. But no, it's not available at your store.
I also love every time you've managed to get into the cart, it's like no pickup within 250 miles.
Every single time. And then it's like, it's available. It's available. Do you want to buy it now? Yeah, yes, I do. Check out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's gone. But it's still available, but it's gone. But it's still here. But it's gone. Pick another store close to you. No problem. Oh, it's there, but it's not. So
yeah.
My two boys, Rob and Jan, y'all are just SOL because I can't get one. So y'all can keep trying, and eventually one day you'll be able to join me in the glory that is PS5. But until such a time, good luck.
Tell them to ask Donnie. Donnie has a magical ability to get these things in his cart and get them purchased.
He's got the touch.
He may be a hacker. I'm still checking him.
I mean, he is a programmer, so if he wrote a script for some bots, I wouldn't be at all surprised.
Huh.
But who knows? So yeah, Rob, just keep waiting, but don't hold your breath. They'll be there at some point. PS6 maybe. I don't know. Our next question comes from Justin J. Picky over on the Discord, friend of the podcast.
Boo!
He says he wears his sunglasses at night. He says, do you think the play-at-home spring drop is a one-time thing, or can we expect Sony to give away games like this again in the future? Also, discuss why this is better than Game Pass.
Do I think this is a one-time drop? No, because it's not a one-time drop because they did it last year.
This is the second drop.
Yeah.
It's a second drop this year.
Yeah. I'll talk on the Game Pass point in a second, but let me just categorically say it's not better than Game Pass. Like,
I disagree.
I don't think it is. My point, regardless, is like this is the second time they've done it, and I think that'll be it because hopefully by this time next year the pandemic's not around. I'm looking at you, Florida, Miami last night. That was ridiculous.
That's Miami being Miami. That's what we do.
Cause
chaos.
And then they complain that a lockdown happens. It's like, I mean, do y'all not see what you did, or do you just not care?
They don't care.
Florida is the Joker of the United States.
Okay, cool.
We're here to cause chaos.
You also got to remember, all those people ain't from Florida. Like, those are also people from other places that have come to Florida for spring break.
Yeah.
So you can't just blame Florida. This is America.
Anyways, potentially, by next year, this won't be a thing, so there's no incentive for them to do it.
Won't be a thing for me because I have my shot. I have the second shot, and I will be COVID-free and not worry about it. You fools want to go out there and kill yourself? Be my guest.
I have bad news for you, sir. The shot you just got, because I know you just got your vaccine. Yes, I know. Even after the second one, you're not actually immune to COVID. Just if you catch COVID, your symptoms will be far less worse.
Well,
just so we're clear.
I won't die. That's the main thing I'm worried about.
But my point being is don't go around thinking you're invincible, because you're not.
I think I'm invincible regardless. Before COVID, after COVID. I'm always...
Anyways, this is the second time they've done it. Do I think it's better than Game Pass? Absolutely not. Game Pass gives you plenty of games, and I'm not even including Bethesda in this or anything like that. Even before, like, they've added Bethesda and everything they own in there, Game Pass gave you a wider variety of games. You're getting 5 great games here for standard games, and then you're getting 5 VR games. That's a good selection, but it's not Game Pass, and it's not better than Game Pass either.
I don't understand the correlation.
Game Pass sucked.
The correlation is that Justin asked the
because it's on
question.
PlayStation. That's the only answer. I mean, it's better than Game Pass because it's on PlayStation. Period.
Yeah, but I don't understand the correlation because this is play at home is not like what Game Pass. This is just like, hey, here's some free games. You don't have to.
So there's no correlation. It's just Justin being Justin and big upping the brand of PlayStation, which both of you should have picked up on and just been like, it's better than Game Pass because PlayStation. I got you, Justin.
Hey, I got called out last week by Donnie. I'm not doing it again. That's why I haven't mentioned what your display name is on this stream.
What?
Because Donnie is garbage and he knows it.
Donnie is garbage?
He knows it.
Donnie is garbage? Yeah, that's his display name.
I mean, she must. Have you seen any of our live shows where Donnie is on and what his display name is?
No.
Did you not see Empire?
Then you have to if you go on to any of those shows, then you'll understand why Donnie is garbage. But yeah, this was more of the. We're just gonna say that. He didn't say discuss why it's better or not better than Game Pass. He just said discuss why it is because this is XP, okay? And it's better than Game Pass because it's on
not.
PlayStation.
It's really
Period.
not. It's not. Just putting that out there. It's not.
We're gonna put you on Empire now. You're gonna get banished to Empire, okay?
Good luck with that.
This is the PlayStation experience, okay? Everything's better on PlayStation.
To quote the Wolf of Wall Street, I ain't fucking leaving.
I'll tell you this: I would pay to see Haley on Empire with Donnie.
Donnie would beat the crap out of me. I don't know shit about Xbox. Like,
just every time Haley would come up with a point, Donnie would just get furious and just start yelling it to the mic.
Yeah, but the Play at Home Spring Drop. I mean, this is the second time they've done it this year. The first one was Ratchet and Clank, so now we're getting the second one. And I think just because we're in the pandemic, like Haley said, if we're not in a pandemic, then I don't see them continuing this. But then again, who knows? They may just make this into a thing where it has nothing to do with the pandemic. It's just like, you know what? Here's some games. So it's possible, but I don't see it continuing unless we're really in the pandemic still.
Yeah,
I think we'll get one more.
When this, because
Possibly,
I mean, we already get one more. Because remember, you can grab these 10 games starting Friday. This episode comes out on Monday. Anyways, starting Friday, you can grab these 10 games, and then on April 19th, if you don't already own it, you can grab Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition. So
yeah, I think we'll get one more after that Horizon Zero Dawn one.
It's possible. It wouldn't surprise me.
Like
my fingers crossed that they do a PS5 update for Horizon and
I would love that.
Boost that frame rate, boost that resolution. Let's go. That might make me replay it, maybe.
What about a whole new PS5 version? You can re-earn all those trophies.
I don't really care about that.
Yeah, that's not important. Who are these people who go after trophies? I'm number one. Thank you, Rusev. Number one.
One. All right, our next question comes in from Rude Days 93. He says, question about the new Jade Raymond studio. Considering she hasn't produced and released a game since her Assassin's Creed days, are expectations for her game from PlayStation fans too high, too low, or just right? Also, kind of hard to answer since we don't know the game yet, but do we think it's fair to ask if there's going to be a high expectation of her?
I'm going to say no, honestly speaking.
I've got no expectations. Jade Raymond's great, but like, again, hasn't released a game since Assassin's Creed 2. So
this reminds me of what's her name? Amy Hennig situation.
Amy Hennig.
Yep.
Yes, but the Amy Hennig situation is different because like she was actually developing a game that everyone was excited for, and then it got canned.
Jade Raymond was doing something similar, not necessarily and it got canceled. She's kind of had like a myriad of problems with putting out games. Like, it's not like she's been actively not putting out games. She's been trying to do things, just none of it's taken off at all.
I mean, then also there was, Stadia and that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where like she goes places and she's working on stuff, and then the company she's working with decides they want to pivot, and it's just like, well, what you bring me here for? I
Yeah.
don't think it's really any indication of her work because we have no idea what that work was. We never got a chance to see it because when she was at Motive, EA Motive, they pivoted and wanted to go a different route. She's like, all right, well, I'm out. And then with Stadia, they're like, we're going to just close down shop because we don't feel like investing in actually taking the time that it takes to make games. So it's like, okay, well, I'm out.
It kind of feels like she's
I didn't
got
want
a
to get
bunch of bad breaks.
Yeah, I didn't want to get too deep into this because it is the topic of the show. So we'll get back to you on this because I think a lot of the expectation talk is something that really needs to be tempered for all things.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that a little bit later, Root Days 93. Our next question comes from Mr. Eat the Hype himself, who is absolute garbage. He wants to know, do we like how PlayStation is handling the PSVR 2? They've given us 2 updates on the hardware without any real notion on when it's arriving, price, etc. Do we like this strategy, or would we rather them hold on to information until they are ready to announce it formally?
I like this kind of drop for it because they've already stated it's not coming this year. So this at least gets people talking about what it is. I mean, again, I'm not a VR fan myself, motion sickness and not having the space for it. But the fact that they're steadily dropping new information for people is great because it A, keeps VR in the conversation, and B, it shows like how far along they are in development. Because if they've already got controller prototypes that they've said are going to developers soon, then it, like 2023, seems like a viable possibility for PSVR 2 to come out.
I honestly think because they're talking about it so much, like I said before, I think a couple episodes we talked about, I think this thing is probably coming 2022.
No.
I think fall 2022 or something like that because I don't think you talk about it this much. So far, it's been 2 showings of it in not even 2 months. If they keep at this pace, I feel like it'll be weird to talk about it at this pace all of 2021.
Here's
even
why
if it's every 3 months. Then just not it's coming 2023.
Here's why I say 2023, because don't forget, the chip shortage is now affecting car manufacturers. And guess who's on the low end of the totem pole to actually get chips once that shortage stops? That's right, game developers. Car companies, military manufacturing, everything else gets those chips first, and then console developers get that stuff. So
which one of these cars is it? We didn't know which one of these cars. Some of these cars are trash, and they don't need no chips.
It's just cars in general.
It's just cars in general.
A computer. Yeah. But they mentioned that the cars were being affected like last year. So
yeah, but Toyota just stopped production. That's how low chips are.
Look, some of these Kias that's coming out, they ain't got to necessarily put them chips in them. Let them hold off for a little bit on the Kia. Let them hold off on those for a little bit. We need PSVR a little bit more than we need Kias. There's enough of those on the streets.
It's a pandemic. Nobody's driving. Screw these cars.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you, Devin.
Cars? Be my guess. You can play Gran Turismo.
I think 2022 seems more realistic, like the fall of 2022, only because it's like this is so early. Why would you? I don't think that they would put this information out this early for it to come out in 2 more years. It just feels a little weird, especially from a hardware standpoint, to be talking about this at this juncture. If they weren't going to release a little bit sooner than 2 years. So I think fall of 2022 sounds a little bit more realistic as to what they're aiming for. Whether or not that happens is really hard to say just because of manufacturing stuff. Like the chip shortage and just everything else, it's really hard to be able to put a real window on anything. As far as do I like this strategy or would I rather them hold on to information? Personally, I don't care because I don't really care about VR in that respect. So it's possible, but it's cool. I like the strategy. I like getting news. I just don't think that it's that important or imperative that we have it all right now. But I'm fine with it. I just won't be tracking it really at all. I didn't even read the article on the controllers because I don't care that much about VR.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. I'm excited they keep talking about it because that shows that they care. And like I said, they keep it at a once every 3 months clip. it'll keep you hyped for it, keep the momentum for it going and everything like that. So I hope this is a continued thing. I knew that was happening, and I was trying to keep it going, but then he shows an adorable face on camera. I'm like, okay.
I'm sorry, I can't just not wave at your kids. They're adorable.
His number blocks, so he got his number blocks. But continue.
Now I was just vamping. We can move on to the next question now.
Yeah.
VR. It'll get here when it gets here. And like the caffeinated diabetic said over on Twitter, he said they're taking the Nintendo approach. I'll release it. It'll release when it's ready. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Our next question is a very interesting topic. At Gamers Watch Crew over on Twitter says, "Real talk. How do you feel about the Xbox Smart Delivery versus this?" And he posts a picture of how easy it is to play your save from Avengers on Xbox versus the hoops you have to jump through on PlayStation. How do we feel about the shenanigans regarding playing anything? Actually, you know what? I don't even think it was the smart delivery for Avengers. I think it was actually the
Mortal
fact
Shell.
that
It was for Mortal Shell.
Yeah, Mortal Shell. You can't transfer your progress.
I mean that's not the only game where you can't transfer your progress. Yakuza Like a Dragon, if you play the PS4 save, you can't bring it over. But how do I feel? Meh, I'm indifferent. You know why? Because it's on a developer by developer basis, and you know what? I kind of think that's a good thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying smart delivery is bad, because insert like
you can't. Smart delivery is fantastic.
No, it is. That was my point, Delvin. Thank you. It's a good system, but I personally enjoy this more because it means my saves are tangible, like they're actual tangible game saves, as opposed to just being information that can be corrupted in the cloud, which is fine. Like I said, smart delivery is fine. Like you pop the game in on your Series X after playing it on your Xbox One, you're golden. Everything's there for you. That's fine, but this means that my save is on the console tangibly and needs to be there to work. And yes, I have an upload in the save in the cloud if I need it, but I enjoy this. In regards to Mortal Shell, I don't care because I'm not playing Mortal Shell. In regards to Avengers, it was simple. You just needed the most updated game to upload your save. I've seen Fran and Imran's experience with it. I know there were problems with it. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I had no issues with it. I'm far and aware that others did, most notably Fran Mirabelle and Imran Khan. But generally, anytime I've had to upload a save, it worked. So, for example, Spider-Man Remastered, I uploaded my save and it popped the platinum in 2 seconds. What else did I pop? Oh, right. I uploaded my Avengers save and it popped 30 trophies in 2 seconds. Like, I don't know. It's fine. I kind of like this as well because it means it's a different game SKU, so I can earn trophies again. But I'm biased in that regard.
Yeah, that nobody cares about the trophies part. It's the fact that making the game playable becomes the issue. And the thing about it being tangible on the console, it's the same with the Xbox. The save isn't pulling from the cloud. It's on the console. So their save is still tangible there. We just also have the option to put it in the cloud, as does Xbox. It's just the fact that you don't have to jump through hoops. It's like, I play the game, my save is there, it realizes it's the same game and pulls the save. Like, that is just so much better. There's absolutely no reason to not be able to just continue your progress in Mortal Shell because PlayStation's back end is so convoluted and weird that, in order for us to make your save playable, we got to jump through all these hoops instead of it just being, hey, it's the same game on just a stronger version of the platform, which basically is how the Xbox, its not user interface, its OS works. Xbox works way more like a PC, where it's like, this is just, you've put in basically new components into your PC. You just swapped out your processor and your RAM, and now things are faster, so we can run your game better. Like, that it makes so much more sense than having to be like, this is like a whole new thing. We can't just take your save. Like, it's saddening that this is the way we have to get our games on PlayStation. It sucks. I think it really does. The fact that in order to get even 120 hertz in games, you have to have a native PlayStation 5 version of the game. So they have to create a brand new version of the game instead of it just being a smart delivery type situation. I really wish PlayStation would get their stuff together and figure out how to make that feasible for PS5. As for Mortal Share, I don't care about that game, so it doesn't really affect me. But I do understand why this is just it's inconvenient. I'm not going to say it's bad or terrible. It's just really inconvenient that I have to. If I like, for example, Josh sold his PS4, and if he didn't already have Avengers installed on his PS5, he now has to download Avengers, pull his save from the cloud, upload it, and then start the PS5 version. Like, that's a lot of hoops to have to jump through to just play the game when you should be able to just play the game and import your save. Like, it's just inconvenient.
It's a bonus for me because trophies, so meh, I'll deal with the inconvenience.
But even with that, there's still no saying that you couldn't just pop the trophies the same way. Like, delivery. Okay, it's a different SKU, it's a smart delivery. Okay, now you've got it. Boom, now these trophies pop for PS5.
Except no, because the difference is a smart delivery. For example, it's the
we
same
don't know
achievements.
That.
Yes, we do, because I've seen it.
No, you don't know that they can't still make that work where you're popping the trophies for the newer version of the game. Like, there's no necessarily rhyme or reason why that wouldn't work. And the fact that we're caring more about popping trophies than being able to have the convenience of playing the game, I think is just backwards.
Okay, hold on a second, because you're taking my words out of the thing. I'm talking on the Xbox side. There is no extra SKU. It's the same SKU.
I get that.
Higher res, so there's no second achievement list. I don't want that. Give me the second SKU.
But Xbox is just different in terms of that. Like, their game is their game. Like, their Xbox Series X is the same game as the regular version, and it goes on down. But I can see PlayStation can make it work where you can, you have Spider-Man for PS4 and Spider-Man for PS5. Once you do the smart delivery thing for the PS5 version of it, the trophies can pop. That seems like a small thing that should be able to be fixed.
And to want that over the convenience of not having to jump through hoops, I just feel like that's bad.
Hi, welcome to Trophy Hunting. I deal with inconveniences all the time. I'm looking at you, multiplayer trophies.
Yeah, it's just for the masses who aren't all hunting these trophies. I think make it easier to play the game. So that's what the consumers are really looking for. I don't want to have to jump through these hoops to be able to play Avengers and deal with possibly a Fran situation where it's broken.
Yeah,
it's just
Fran went on a
for me
22 tweet rant about it.
Yeah, because it was just inherently broken for him. Paul Tassi was like, I am not even going to bother with third-party games on PlayStation because this is so inconvenient and so ridiculous for me to have to jump through all these hoops just to play a newer version of this game. Like, it's bad. And I really hope PlayStation figures it out and gets that fixed in the back end.
mean, if you want an actual solution, you could do it the way Ubisoft does it. Ubisoft usually works fine. Ubisoft does it all on their own back end, so.
Yeah.
Because for reference, I didn't have to upload my Assassin's Creed Valhalla save at all. Because I started Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the PS4 version, on my PS4 because it came out 2 days before the PS5 did. And when I got my PS5 and I downloaded the PS5 version and played it there, my save was there just right away. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't even have to download it from the cloud. It was literally just there, and I was good to go.
Yep, because all of their stuff is.
I will say they've had
like Destiny. It's all just one save in the cloud that your account links to and pulls your saves.
I will say though they've had more issues with that Ubisoft system on the Xbox side because I've seen Seth and I believe Donnie even encountered the issue as well, where with Immortals, not Assassin's Creed, like they were losing hours of progress all the time.
Yep, it definitely isn't a perfect system. It's better than what PS5 natively has now, but smart delivery on Xbox is by far the best method for delivering content like this.
I will say this. We're still in year one. Like, this stuff is going to get fixed eventually. We got plenty of time. We're going to. Both systems have their kinks and their quirks that we're not going to like right now because it's year one.
I'm actually going to go against you. I don't think PlayStation's going to fix this because I think it's on a system level.
I think they will. I think they'll figure out a way of, or even if they don't, I think there'll be some workarounds to make it a little better. You know what I mean? Like,
I saw your comment, Donnie. Thank you. I knew you'd experienced it. I wasn't sure how many times.
Yeah. It needs to be fixed, period. And hopefully it does, but it could also be one of those things where it's just baked into their OS and it might not get it fixed. It might just be this way for the length of the console
And
life.
that's what I think it is. I think that's why you've seen, like, for example, Yakuza was like, hey, if you want to play this game with the PS5 upgrades, you might want to wait because your PS4 save will not transfer. So...
Yeah, I think it's going to end up being on developers. I think there's a way to do it, but it's going to be on the developers' end to do that. And the thing is, do they really want to go through all of those hoops to have to do that? It's a pain in the butt.
Well, let me ask this question. Because
Realistically
speaking, how long would this be a feasible big problem if everybody's going to be converting to PS5? So you would think as the generation goes on, this will be less and less of a problem to worry about because everybody already buying the PS5 version.
So given how long and again, chip shortage, but given how, it's been a problem for most people because scalpers and whatever other issues to catch and actually secure PS5s for themselves, I'd say this issue where like everyone, like it's mostly just Series X and PS5 games coming out. I say maybe 2023 by June. It's less of an issue at that point. I think it's probably going to be an issue through most of next year, actually. So
I appreciate that you gave an actual date too.
I didn't give an actual date. I gave like a time frame. I'm not saying like as soon as it reaches January 23, boom, PlayStation 4 games don't exist anymore, right? Like
June 2023. Expect it. The Oracle has spoken.
Once we stop putting games on both systems, then you don't have to worry about it as much anymore. So
yeah.
But we may be a ways off from that. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, our last question. Two-parter from Mr. Hollywood Bones. He says, where do you get your gaming news? I usually find some legitimate articles on IGN, Twinfinite, and Gaming.biz. I feel like some sites are clickbait only, and I mostly don't offer anything substantial. Like comicbook.com. We all know how wonderful they are. What other clickbait sites should be avoided?
On the clickbait sites, to get you right started, we got this covered. CanadaBeats.com, I believe, is one of them. That's mostly entertainment news, though, but they're clickbaity. Anything that's off of the comic book resources, so like there's like The Walking Dead, comicbook.com, and stuff like that. Like they have a bunch of domains. Any of that stuff's clickbaity. There's another one out there that's consistently clickbaity, but I can't think of it at the moment. Like, literally, like, we got this covered, and comicbook.com are the two main ones I know of that are, like, extremely clickbaity. Generally, where do I get my news? Lately, it's Donnie, because he seems to beat me to the punch in literally any news in the Discord server. But generally, IGN or Twitter retweets from, like, Greg and Tim and whatnot, and Paul Tassi, like any site that's not, hey, you need to pay to read this. I'm looking at you, Schreier. Which that's not a fault. I know reporters need to be paid in websites that are like. I'm not faulting Bloomberg. I'm just like Bloomberg. But at any time,
Forbes does that too.
Yeah, sometimes, yes, but generally, I can read most of Paul's articles without,
If you're on the mobile version, like the mobile browser, that's where you get that. If you're on desktop, you don't have to worry about the pay thing.
Yeah. Anytime I've gone to click on Paul's articles, never been pay gated. But on Bloomberg, anytime Jason Schreier posts an article, even though personal feelings about Jason Schreier's side, I still usually want to read them. I can't because I'm not paying a subscription to Bloomberg to read that. So generally, just like IGN, Polygon, Kotaku, and retweets from Twitter. And then Donnie in the Discord, if I wake up and check Discord and have 30 notifications because Donnie's managed to find every piece of news of the day.
Yeah.
I have some interesting places where I get my news from. Mostly podcasts. I feel like I digest it a lot easier when it's in podcast form, whether it's on Nintendo Shack, Xpie Empire, here, or just podcasts that tell you like news stories and things like that. Also, strangely enough, Cheap Ass Gamer. The Twitter of Cheap Ass Gamer. Anytime there's like an upcoming game release or something like that, they always have like a little small like blurb about it, like this is coming out, this is going to be released, something like that. So I get a lot of my news from there and Twitter, different sites off Twitter and stuff like that. Mostly, I kind of find I don't go to IGN as much as I used to because I don't have time to sit down and read this type of stuff now. Like, with work and podcasts and doing everything I do, I don't have time to sit down and read anymore. Like, so I kind of just hear my news from podcast or things like that. Twitter's helpful with that because 9 times out of 10, based on what you follow, you'll get like 1,000 tweets about certain things coming out. Like anytime E3 or something like that happens, I don't have to watch the show because I'll get 1,000 tweets saying, "Hey, this just happened. This just happened. This just coming out." So depending on who you follow on Twitter is based off what information you get. So that helps a lot with this type of things.
Yeah, for me, it's pretty much all Twitter. I don't even know what sites I'm clicking on half the time unless it's one of those like you're pay gated because I'm a reader. I don't listen to anywhere near as many podcasts as I used to because I don't have the time for that. But I am sitting in front of screens all day, so I can peruse Twitter and just click on whatever links are in there. But I'll be perfectly honest, half the time I don't pay attention to what site it is. I don't really care. I'm just reading whatever the news is. And yes, Donnie typically is posting all kinds of wonderful things, but and I do try to beat him to the punch often, but that 3-hour time difference definitely hurts that. But yeah, it's mostly just all Twitter, and I follow most gaming sites on Twitter, so if they post something, I'll check it out. But I don't have any particular sites that I go to or avoid like the plague. It's just I'll click it if it looks like something I want to read. I'm going to click it and we're going to go and we're going to read and, see how viable it is or whatnot. But there's nothing in particular that I go to on a regular basis or more often than anything else. I think Twitter is a very, very good way of just putting it all in a nice, easy feed where you can just, see the news and see things as they're trending and pop up or whatnot.
Yeah, I agree. Twitter is great for that. And if you know how to use your Twitter, you can filter out all the BS you don't want to see and just get that type of stuff. So there you go.
Most definitely. Let's jump into some actual news. Haley, what do you got for us today?
I got 2 for us today. Mostly just because I wanted to reiterate how funny it was. The Dying Light 2 developers were like, "Hey, we have an update for you coming next week," and then their update was pretty much just reading mean tweets about their development, and and then going, "Hey, we need you to be patient for a little bit more." 2021 at the end of the video, some new gameplay footage, and that was it. Like that was their update. Was just like, "Hey, we'll be very excited to share the game, more info about the game with you soon. We get it. You all want it." And they were just reading mean tweets for most of it, which was funny. Although Kotaku didn't seem to agree because they wrote an article about how they're indulging the worst kind of gamers. So, whatever.
Kotaku always does that. Come on, like really. Everything doesn't have to be a think piece. Let's relax. All right? Everything does not have to be a thought out 200-word essay article on why things have to happen.
I mean, to be fair, I read the Kotaku article and they sourced GameIndustry.biz for the article. So, there's that. And then on the other front, Life is Strange, True Colors was announced, which I'm very excited for. Alex Chen is an empath, essentially. She can feel everyone's emotions and, take them into herself. That's great. I'm very excited for that. That game looks beautiful, actually. Looks like, and this isn't me shitting on Life is Strange because I love Life is Strange, like so much so that I'm going to pay the exorbitant amount for the Ultimate Edition so I can replay it through Life is Strange 1 and Life is Strange Before the Storm. But it looks like way better than those games. Like it looks like they've changed like whatever engine they're using to make it. The models look more high quality. I don't know. It's weird to phrase because I'm not a developer, so I don't know all the technical terms for it, but it looks like the models are better, the lighting looks better, looks like more open environments, and no more episodic, which, I mean, I wasn't I wasn't not a fan of the episodic structure. I will say Life is Strange 2's episodes came out way too far apart. Life is Strange 1, they were generally pretty good about reaching. But then Life is Strange 2 came out, and they were like, here's an episode, here's 5 months before the next episode, and then that was it. But yeah, no, so there's a remaster of Life is Strange, and Life is Strange Before the Storm coming as well. So, I don't know, I'm excited for that. Dev, I know you're not a fan of Life is Strange, so I don't expect you to be excited for this.
Not even a little bit.
I remember when the news came out, you posted the pukey face.
Yes, I did. But that was mainly just because it was Downey. That had nothing really to do with Life is Strange. It was just to mess with Downey. Mm-hmm. That's all that was.
That's fair.
I'm glad that people are happy for it. That's fine. That's a game that people enjoy. I'm glad that you guys are getting it. I'm glad that it won't be episodic in like the term that it was before, but if you want to play it episodically, you can, which I think is really cool on them to be able to create it to where like, it's still going to be separated in episodes. So if you want to tackle like an episode a day or episode a week or whatnot, you can do that, but you do not have to wait, 3-4 months for each individual piece to drop. So I think that's cool. I didn't watch any of the trailers or anything about that, so I can't comment on how much better it looks or anything. But if you say it looks better, hey, I'll take your word for it. And I'm glad that, people are excited for this. I know that we have a very, people on our Discord, there's a good following of people who like the Life is Strange chapter or series. So I'm glad that you guys are getting something that'll, you'll enjoy. So hopefully it lives up to you guys' expectations for it. And it's good stuff. On the Dying Light 2, that game ain't never coming. I'm still sticking to that. Who cares?
They said 2021 at the end of the video. I don't know if it'll actually hit 2021, but they want to get it out. I mean, I don't know. I'm just excited to see what we get this year, considering like Gotham Knights just got delayed, which
I mean, that was inevitable. I knew that was going to happen.
It was WB. Like, they delayed the Harry Potter game, and then I knew this was coming at some point. So, but, I mean, again, still trying to find a job, so it gives me more time to actually have a job for Gotham Knights. So maybe I can get that sweet, sweet collector's edition that I know they'll have because it's WB. I don't know. I just want to be able to play as Batgirl, so.
Yeah. Well, in 2022, hopefully you'll be able to make that come true. Yeah. You play Life is Strange, Delvin?
Yeah. I didn't play the second one because, like Haley said, the wait for the episode was just way too long.
Yeah, I think there was straight up 6 months between episode 1 and 2. Like, literally, episode 1 came out in, like, the end of 2018, and then, like, April, maybe, episode 2 came out, and it was such a jarring wait. Yeah. Also, the first episode is so wild for Life is Strange 2. It's just out there. It jumps from like, I'm a teen, and I gotta look out for my silly little brother, and then all of a sudden, things happen. This guy's dead. We're on the run. Yada yada yada. And it's like, okay, well, we've jumped the shark already, and we got 4 episodes to go.
Yeah, I kind of usually like Don't Knots games. I played Twin Mirror. I like it a lot.
Well, this isn't Don't Not.
This what it's called, right?
This is Deck 9. The guys who did Before
the Storm.
Yeah.
So I kind of go between both of those companies and their games. So I'm interested to see how it turns out. I saw. Is it right that the game's $59.99 now?
It is 60, but that's what Life is Strange 2 was as well. So
I thought Life is Strange 2 was 40. But I could be wrong.
I mean, again, Canada, it's up there. For reference, the version of Life is Strange True Colors that I'm buying that includes the remasters is over $100 here. So, but I'm getting 3 games for the price of 1. So
that's cool. Yeah,
because again, games are $90 to start with here now. So for an extra $10, I'm getting 2 extra games. So
$90. Lord have mercy.
Y'all need some Biden bucks.
Yeah.
Hi, I'd love some Biden bucks. Mr. Delvin bought a CX
Yeah, that's what happened, baby.
and didn't even know he bought a CX. I'm still laughing.
Look here, I saw a pretty
So-
TV. I went and got it.
Look, you get all your news through podcasts. I have one for you that can help you with all of your tech needs.
Oh, really? What's this podcast?
PSVG's Game Tech. Just
Never
saying.
heard of it. Never heard of it.
All right, Delvin, what do you got for news for us?
No, it's just what we talked about a little bit earlier. That PlayStation unveiled the updated PSVR controllers. They look kind of like what I thought they would look like. They look like Oculus controllers. They have haptic feedback.
Mhm.
I'm excited for it.
I like that everyone
cool.
was beaming with the Sony Ericsson logo. So, you know.
Yeah, so I did see that. I like that they, like we said earlier, I like that they're kind of just bringing out a little bit more information each time, and I hope they consistently do this until release, and I hope it's not like we said earlier, I hope it's not a 2-year wait for this thing. It's like, hey, 2 years of content, because there's also such thing as like getting too much info as well, and you hearing about this for a year straight is cool, but hearing about this consistently for 2 years, it's kind of like, all right, come on now. This is coming out.
Or hearing
not.
about it like right now and then not again for 2 years.
Yeah, that's also a whole other thing. That those two extremes right there, kind of like, let's not do that, please. So I'm excited for it. It looks cool. It looks completed. That's the crazy thing about it. It looks like this is the controller. This is how it's gonna look, and I'm excited for it.
Okay, so I just looked at the chat. What would make Donnie leave Canada? Because I'm not scrolling all the way back up there.
$90 games.
Okay.
Yeah, I would leave that country immediately if they told me game for $90.
Hi, the border is closed, and I don't have a passport, so I can't do anything about that.
I would get one. I complain about games being $69.99. You don't think I'm going to have a fit about paying $90 for one game?
I mean, if you really want to have a fit, I paid $160 for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
And then got it for free.
I know that was Watch Dogs Legion, and I only paid $80 for it. So I paid $80 for Watch Dogs Legion Standard Edition, and then they sent me a code for their Ultimate Edition. So I saved $80.
If you're paying $100 per game, they should send you code for every Ultimate Edition they have.
Hi, I would love that. Please, I will do that for a living. Please, just like my email is my contact email for business related inquiries is in my Twitter bio. Like literally, if you want to send me codes, go ahead and do that. I got no problem.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. It's too much. But I mean, what's like the whole cost of living and how much you make out there? Like, does it even out? I don't really know.
I mean, my minimum wage here is $14.25 an hour.
Is that like nationwide, or is that
no?
That's
just like in Ontario. It's $14.25. I know that like
pretty much everywhere in America.
The lowest minimum wage in Canada, I believe, is in Prince Edward Island at like $11.75.
Still better than
everywhere in America.
I'm well aware. But also,
our different there.
And our dollar is worse. So that's why things are more expensive.
Yeah, but whatever. I'm not getting into Canada money. It's funny up there.
Again, I'm on a deadline. Let's not get into Canada money.
So, Sony went out and bought some things. Since Microsoft is out here acquiring huge, conglomerates such as, ZeniMax and deciding to roll them all in a Game Pass. So Sony's like, I want to buy something. I'm going to buy something too. And they went out and bought Evo. That was the thing that happened. I mean, and I get it. I'm good with it because I mean, when you turn on your PlayStation, I don't know if they still do that, but they're always hyping up their tournaments and stuff that they're doing.
Not on PlayStation 5. They don't have the tournaments feature on PlayStation 5, but whenever you loaded up your PS4, it was always hyping the tournament feature.
Yeah, it's something that I see regularly, and I also see it just because Twitter. So I understand that that's where most of the fighting game people play. It's PlayStation. So I think them buying Evo is a good buy-in. Makes a lot of sense for just what they do. and it's good stuff. So I'm happy that they bought it. I like Evo. I like fighting games. I'm really excited about Guilty Gear coming out. So I think this is a good partnership for them. Just to continue to help that community because it's had some weird stuff going on in it. So this is a cool thing. I think it's a smart partnership for Sony. It ain't no Bethesda, but it's something. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's
All
a
right.
logical conclusion, really. Sorry,
No,
I
it's
mean,
good.
most of their stuff is like played on like at Evo. Most of the fighting games are played on PlayStation, anyways. So, except
Yeah.
for Smash Bros, which again, Nintendo's already come out and been like, yeah, we're still evaluating Smash Bros. Future in fighting tournaments, and I don't even think that has anything to do with Evo. I think that has mostly to do with the
No.
sexual misconduct allegations that keep popping up against Smash Bros. Players. So,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
that Nintendo wanting to control that narrative around Smash Bros. That's just Nintendo
yeah,
wanting to control everything
yeah.
regarding their IPs. So
I love Donnie's message. Buy something, anything. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
Nintendo can kick rocks. They can get out of here with their Smash and their nonsense. Go somewhere. Go take a long walk off a short bridge. Get out of here,
Nintendo.
Nintendo. Yeah, but we'll see if this bears any real fruit. If there's any more like exclusive fighting games that come to
Yeah.
PlayStation and PC only, like Street Fighter did or whatnot. We'll see.
I like that after this news was announced, everyone was like, it's time for our shot. And then PlayStation All Stars 2. And I was like, that's not happening. That's absolutely not happening.
So funny. Oh my
Oh,
god. The PlayStation All Stars people, that's hilarious. I enjoyed that game for what it
yeah,
was.
it was fun. It was
Um,
fun.
if they came out with the part 2, I'd probably play it. Because it'll probably come to PlayStation Plus. Don't release that game as an actual product for people to buy. Don't do it. Just
Yeah,
put it on PS Plus and I'll play it.
they'll pull a Destruction All Stars, which, by the way, rip Destruction All Stars because you cannot find a match in that game at all now.
Yeah, I figured that was going to happen.
Unfortunately, I got too many other things that I actually want to play.
Yeah,
so Destruction
yeah.
All Stars is sitting on the sideline, even though it
No,
looks so
I
pretty.
uninstalled it. I literally uninstalled it. So
Yeah.
I got plenty of space on my hard drive, so I'm not worried
I mean,
about
so do
uninstalling
I. I just
anything.
if I'm not going to play it, I uninstalled it. So
My sits there. I'll get to it eventually. Okay, so we briefly touched on the Jade Raymond thing. I kind of wanted to touch on it a little bit more because it's a lot of the expectation stuff that we get so caught up in. It's one of those things that I feel like we really need to always kind of temper our expectations. We go into things, we hear news, and we get super excited and have all of these expectations seemingly out of thin air a lot of the times. So we know Jade Raymond has headed up a new studio, Haven, which I really appreciate the name and the idea behind it. Just because the industry is in such a weird state of flux where you've got studios constantly closing, the cost of games skyrocketing. You have where studios just, they make a game, it doesn't do well enough, and they got to close. Or you end up being bought by, Microsoft or whatever company THQ has, whatever. Like they buy up like 30,000 studios. You got Tencent, all that stuff. So I think when we hear that news, we either get real upset about studios getting bought or we get overly excited and expect the world. And I think that you have a lot of that with the Jade Raymond acquisition or the Jade Raymond news. So we know they're developing an IP for PlayStation. And people are either on the field or on the side where it's like, oh my God, Jade Raymond, she's been great. We're super excited. Or it's like, well, her track record is it's scary. And then it's like, we don't even know what this game is. We don't know what they're doing. And it's just weird how we end up building up all this hype for all the stuff without having any real indication of what it could be. This could be some really small, like, indie title, like nothing big, just something to put out there. Or it could be some ridiculous like AA type title. And where are you guys' feelings on for what this might be? Do you have any crazy expectations, or are you just excited that there's some new IP being developed by Jade Raymond?
So, like I said earlier, Jade Raymond's great. Like Jade Raymond's work on Assassin's Creed is fantastic. Unfortunately, be it through like moving to different studios and then them pivoting, she hasn't had a chance to release games in a while. She went to EA after Ubisoft, they pivoted. Went to Stadia, they shut down their game development division less than like 3 months after announcing it. I know that's shortening it, but regardless, they announced they're making a studio and then didn't even really put any work into it. So, and now she's at this. So, do I have any expectations? No. But given that it's Jade Raymond, I'm sure the idea among the creative team is going to be nice. We really don't know what the IP is, so I don't want to get excited for hypothetical project A or B or whatnot. What are my expectations? I don't really have any, like I said. I'd love for it to be, and I haven't even played Death Stranding, but I know that Death Stranding was divisive. I'm not saying I want it to be a divisive game, but I'd like it to be on the level of Death Stranding. That's not really an expectation, though. That'd be fantastic. But I really don't know where to go with this because she hasn't had a chance to release games since Assassin's Creed 2.
Well, she also was the managing director of Far Cry 4 and Unity. And also,
Okay.
she was the SVP of the group that was managing Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Okay,
Which I don't know if that's a
so
good thing or a bad thing.
I don't know. Regardless, my information was a little out of date. So she was at Ubisoft longer than Assassin's Creed 2, obviously, because Far Cry 4 was like 6 years after that. I don't know. Regardless, she's done some good work, but it's been a while. And I'm not exactly sure what that entails for her. Regardless, this is good news. She's got her own studio now, so maybe, it won't get pivoted on her. That's good news.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is also going to be like, who did she have with her? Like, who did she bring with her from that studio? Who is she working with? Do they already have, some base? I think that could, be pretty good if they've got already something going and that they're able to turn around something a little bit faster.
I think. Well, I mean,
Got the
one.
Sony buy-in, they actually have, some funding. So,
Well, I'm happy for her first and foremost because
Yeah.
this seems
Yeah.
like an opportunity that she needed in terms of being stagnant for so long. When you're creative, sucks in terms of like she's been trying to put out projects since what 2015, 14,
Yeah.
and having it kind of crushed time after time by circumstances, pretty much not on her own volition, kind of has to be rough. So, at least with Sony seems more open to give people that first opportunity in terms of like even that second opportunity in some cases to kind of like put your best foot forward and like look at Media Molecule. They had all the time in the world to make dreams, and Sony didn't really pressure them, nothing like that. And I feel like creatives like Jade Raymond will get the opportunity to make what they want to make. Kojima came out with this weird game that not everybody got, but Sony kind of stuck with it. Like, hey, do what you got to do.
I mean, again, a game with piss grenades. So
Yes. So it's not. So that's one thing I will give Sony credit for in terms of like they let artists be artists. Now, whether it succeeds or not, that's another story.
Right.
But they let. So I feel like this opportunity is going to give her a chance to be an artist to do what she wants to do with her studio and her team, and hopefully it turns out for the best. I'm rooting for her, not just because she's PlayStation. I'll be saying the same thing if she was making an Xbox game. I just want to see her succeed,
Right,
and get an opportunity. Because, like I said, it really sucks when you're a creator and you don't get to create. So
yeah.
Hopefully we
Getting
get
shut down time after time, just not fun, at all. So yeah, I just think that the expectations need to be tempered, and we need to just forget about this for a minute. Let them go off. Let them create their game. We don't know what the heck game is, so let's just be excited that she has an opportunity to create something, and give her the space and that team the space and time to do that. Because we all know it's going to be like, what is Haven doing? It's going to be constant. What are they doing? What's going on over there? Developers taking me so long. What's happening? Like, just
Development's taking
I
so long.
almost
Dude, the studio
wish-
was formed like 3
yeah.
weeks ago.
yeah,
I will
it's
say
just
this.
crazy how that happens.
I will say this. Ideally, I hope it comes out at a Kojima pace because it seems like Death Stranding came out fast. Like he got to the studio, we're working on this game.
I mean, to be fair though, Kojima had an upper hand in that he got to use the Decima engine. So
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It kind of felt like all that stuff came together really fast for that game in particular. Whether you liked it or not, it felt like we got the announcement. Oh, he's working on stuff, and we started getting all these weird things about the game and stuff like that. And before we knew it,
Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus.
yes, and then before we knew it, the game was out.
I mean, it was still what, like 2-3 years?
I feel like it was more than that.
Wasn't the game announced
But
in
I
like
could be wrong.
2018?
I think so. That's what I'm saying.
I feel like it was announced in like 2016.
Here,
Because
I'm
we had no idea
Google
what
right
it
now.
was.
Yo, we didn't know what it was. He just
We
said
had
he's working
no
on
idea what it was. We just knew it was something by Kojima. It looked weird. And I feel like
Did it-
it was a while because all of the PlayStation 4 stuff, it felt like took forever. Like we got an announcement for it, like that one E3 that was like, oh
Yeah.
my God. And then all those games took like 4 years to come out.
E3 2016 was correct.
Did he
There you go,
announce it,
see?
or did he say what was the announcement that he said he was working on a game with PlayStation? Was that the announcement, or was that actual Death Stranding?
That was
I mean,
the reveal trailer.
That was the reveal trailer. Like, literally E3 2016.
And when did Death Stranding come out?
2019? I think?
Yeah, that sounds about right because it wasn't
Yeah.
2020. It was the year before. Yeah, 2019. So that's what? 4
That's still-
years?
7, 8, 9. That's 3 years.
3 years. I can't count. I can't.
That's-
math.
I mean,
That's still
obviously it was being worked on before 2016,
Yeah.
so probably
That's
4
still-
years.
That still seemed like a fast turnaround then. Even so,
For
like
me, that feels like forever. I hate that. That's just me personally. I hate seeing something announced and then 4 years
It's
later,
not the
it comes
Rockstar
down.
Games model of, hey, here's 10 years between our releases.
I'm okay with that because they don't even announce they're working on anything. I'm good with
Yeah.
that. Don't tell me nothing until it's ready. Give me that Bethesda approach. We're working on Fallout 4 and it's available in 3 months. Like that's what I want to hear. Give me that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of
I like
us sitting around waiting forever.
Man,
I prefer that, but I don't mind a 3-year wait if we're getting constant updates on it and things like that. We know what's coming.
sorry for anyone who saw my phone go across the thing. I had to charge it since I have to go to work in 20 minutes. So.
Did we get any constant updates for? I feel like we didn't know what Death Stranding was until it came out. I feel like we kept seeing like weirdness.
We got
that
a
we had no
trailer
clue.
maybe E3 2017 and then the E3 for 2019 and that was it, I think.
I felt like we got updates, but it wasn't stuff that we knew what the hell it was.
Yes.
Like he would tweet out
Right.
weird stuff, like here's a squid,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like here's an astronaut guy. Like what is he doing?
I
I
love
still don't know what that
Gucci.
game is.
I mean, I haven't even played it, and I don't know what that game is, but I've seen people react to Mads Mikkelsen, the secret thing where, like, if you play the game on your birthday, he'll say happy birthday to you. So there's that. Actually, I tweeted that to my best friend on their birthday because they're a huge fan of Mads Mikkelsen. So tweeted the video of Mads Mikkelsen saying happy birthday to the BB or whatnot in Death Stranding, which is a secret Easter egg. Like, if you play the game on your birthday, he sings happy birthday to you.
I love that game, by the way. That game is so good. It's really good.
Piss grenade.
It needs a
the
PS5
game.
update.
Yes, it
It
does.
needs a PS5 update for real. Like,
The only thing I've
make
seen
that
about
happen.
Death Stranding recently is everyone talking about how, like, if you're playing it now, like jumping in now, you pretty much have like easy mode because once you get connected to the chiral network or whatnot, everything's built. Like, there's roads everywhere.
Huh.
Didn't
Kind
know
of need
that.
to play. That's good then.
You need easy mode, Devin? You gotta press the easy button.
I already beat it, so going back in it, knowing that the Cairo network's already completely set up, that'd be great for me. Go back around and do what I want to do, have a little fun. I love the game, by the way. I loved it. It was one of my favorite games of that year.
I like watching the physics of watching all the packages fall over. That's fun.
Yes.
I feel like I have not seen that game since I turned it off. Like, I have not paid any attention to it at all.
It's entirely funny because I've had that game installed on my external hard drive for like months, and I just never launched it. So
yeah, I don't even have it installed anymore. But I'm waiting, mainly because I'm waiting for a PS5 update. I'll play it then if it gets one, maybe.
Yeah. If there's a PS5 update, I'll definitely replay it. That's how much I like that game.
That's what's up. But yeah, let's hope that Jade Raymond Studio Haven gets the space, the time, and the budget that it needs to actually deliver something great. Because that's what we want. We want just good games. Like,
yep.
I'm totally okay. Take your time. Take the time you need. There's no need to rush stuff. I hate the beholdenness that we have to like the investors if we have to get these games out now. We don't need any more cyberpunks. We need to move as far away from that type of stuff as humanly possible.
Speaking of Cyberpunk, I'm getting real tired of their patch notes. Dear God, just stop.
You still read them?
I mean, yes.
Why?
Because it wouldn't let me refund the game anymore. Like, that's why.
Yeah. So stop reading. Just wait until it's announced for PS5. Just ignore it.
Hey, I mean, that's fair, but also I'm still laughing. It's been 3 months since the game was delisted, and it shows no signs of coming back.
Even more reason to ignore it.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, I
completely
can't
took
not.
that game off my radar.
I can't not read the patch notes because I still have that stupid issue where it shows up on the left side of the PlayStation Store on my console because I uninstalled it, and so now it's that stupid little tile that you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, just don't scroll over there. That's the I'm in a Misfit Toys over there. You don't go that way. You only go right.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't go to the left. You forget about it. It's the graveyard. You don't want to go over there.
Literally, I have Resident Evil 7 Biohazard because I just decided to watch a playthrough instead of trying to play it myself, and I'll just play through Village without having played 7. But like I've seen the entire playthrough of 7, so I uninstalled it. That's over there, and so is Cyberpunk, and it's been like 3 weeks, and they just won't go away.
Yeah, I've got like 4 games over there. I think I have Cyberpunk, Senua, Star Wars, and there's one more game that's over there.
Yeah,
but other games that I've deleted, they don't go over there, so I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
I don't
weird.
care.
Ridiculous.
I forget that it's there. I don't go that way.
Did you yell and let go away?
Right.
Just yell and let go away.
Nah.
It'll go away eventually.
Get off my train!
All right.
That's a deep cut.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for episode 76 of the PlayStation Experience. We hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Please feel free to holler at us. Give us a follow over on the Twitters at PlayStation XP. Stop by the blog at psvg.blog or on the Discord at psvg.blog/Discord and join us in our shenanigans there. We'd also like to invite you to be a part of our Patreon over at patreon.com/PSVG. If you enjoy our content here, over there, we've got a slew more of it for just $3 a month. And I'd like to thank our patrons at the producer level, Mr. Michael Masick, Barry Cathcart, Edwin Callow, Nick Creature, Rude Days 93, Ben Moxham, Rob Emanuel, Nick Fall Harbor, Paul Calico, Kyle Hammond, Grouchy Surge, Chris M., myself, and Josh the Bonesaw Barboni. Thank you all for your patronage. Because without you, there ain't no us. You guys are the oil that keeps this ship going. So thank you so much. With that in mind, where can the people find you, Haley? Because I know you're on a time crunch.
You can find me over on Twitter at Shepard Zarel. If you're interested in business inquiries, like I mentioned earlier in the show, my business email is in my bio. Serious inquiries only, please do not spam that email. I really don't need that. You can find me on your game platform of choice at Haley Zarel. I'm going to link my Twitch. I still don't really have the energy to stream because I'm still trying to actually find like an active job. Twitch.tv/Haley Zarel. I will get back to streaming at some point. Tentatively, I'm going to say I'm going to stream Mass Effect 2. That's a bit away, I know, but like finding a job is more important. And if you want to follow my shenanigans over on Tumblr, which is currently like Zack Snyder's stuff, at HaleyZarel.tumblr.com. So
there you go.
There it is. And what about you, Delvin, the GOAT of podcasts? Where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Delvin_Cox. Check out the Delvin Cox Experience anywhere you get podcasts. And if you have any business inquiries, DM Dev about it from me. There you go. That's it. Just send them to Dev.
Hey, that's a thing. I don't know why we want to DM me. That's not
Yeah.
cool.
Any
You know,
business
leave me
inquiries
out
for
of it.
me. Any business inquiries for me. Just DM Dev.
Do not DM me. Actually, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. DM me and see what happens. Delvin's gonna be real mad. All right. I'm Devin, not Delvin.
Yeah, just,
Oh, dear Lord.
just DM Dev. It'll be
All
fine.
right.
Oh,
All right. Where can
Jesus.
people find
Lord
you,
have
Dev?
mercy. You can find me pretty much everywhere at that Ninja Dev. Yeah, that's who I am. That's where I be. Twitter, Twitch, all that stuff. That Ninja Dev. Come find me. Come holler at me. Talk some trash. Come to our Discord. We also have merch now. There's a merch store that Rebecca set up for us. So if you want to get a PlayStation XP T-shirt or hoodie, if you want to get some game tech, you want to get some Nintendo Shack, there is merch for everyone. So check that out. The link will be in our Discord somewhere. And with that, long live play.